Hi there. I have the next journal in line from the one I recorded previously. This is from the February 13th, the second one of the day. Practical uses of oneness. Stepping simultaneously in and back and being love. And as usual, I'm clueless about what's in here. And with these lights the way they are. Okay, here we go. Okay, I got that earlier journal out of my system, so to speak. I wonder what's in there now. I did something that might not have been so smart. I went out and found many pictures of Papaji to import and made a cycling screen background of them. Now, whenever I see them, I'm so taken by them that I just stop and stare. Goodness. And oh well. What is important anymore anyway? I'm not finding much, and what I find is not here in 3D. In my kingdom of heart, it is different. There is some reality here. In 3D, just more and more detachment. I've heard from a number of people that tell me they're experiencing this too. I wonder what all this looks like from the perspective of our guides, our higher dimensional friends. What can they see that is going on? It's been an interesting trip, surely having our wings clipped as they have been. Like so many others, I am so glad this part of things is now over, or all but. Yet do remember that each one must be making their own choices. If we keep choosing to be programmed and techno-addicted consumers, then we are not choosing that freedom that is rightfully ours. It's all built on choices, such as which beliefs to take on and which to dismiss, the crux of choice right there. So, while we still have either free will or the illusion that we have free will, it is good to make the best choices that we can. What we choose doesn't matter, just so it comes from integrity. And let us not be worrying about other people and their desires in things. Let them have their journey, their path. But don't let that interfere with your own. I'm noticing again increased sensitivity to all beings and things, such as even water. I'm finding myself sort of sucked down into them, a part of them, one with or being them somehow. I don't know how it is for you. Now, that doesn't mean I'm letting myself be drawn down into the drama, the emotions and such that are theirs. I stick to my own, which are more than strong enough just now. This diving down into things generally takes me by surprise, such as when I am blessing food or water, or even petting the dog. Or it can be just from seeing something, a bird, a spider, a cricket, whatever. There is such awesome, amazing love in heart for all things. And we can be in that, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, as I find self diving down into some other beings or things, I am going there as messenger of love and grace. I fall into it and into love with, in, as it, just swimming in that. So the emotions involved are the divine ones. Do you see? I know some are tuning in to so much hurt and pain and anger and all that is negative when they tune in. I don't know about this. Why am I free of it? I am not always free of it, but mostly I am. I think that as we discard more and more of the false and dark programming weeds found in our belief garden, we are less and less likely to flow in these dark emotions, these lower frequencies. But I don't know for sure. Along with this, going deeply and lovingly, emotionally down into the essence of things, there is also the depersonalization, the stepping back from things in 3D. In a way, it is both a going intensely in and a stepping way back, and somehow at the same time. It may not make much head sense, but it makes perfect heart sense. I mean, it's my experience anyway. As I grow in respect for each one, their being, their own path and free will, I also respect what their path brings to them in this or any hour, knowing it can only be perfect for them. Now, that doesn't mean they see that perfection, but more and more I do. So, I would not rob someone of their pain or difficulty if that is what is on their plate in their now. Now, sure, I extend a hand if I can and lend what support I can, but I can't fix anyone. That's not up to me. It's up to them. They are every bit as divine as I am. Maybe this is what their own higher self has carefully planned to help raise them up. How can I know? I don't feel responsible for others anymore out of this great respect for who and what you really are and what your path brings to you. Now, there's another interesting change that I am noticing. Once upon a time, if a friend came to me and was very down in the dumps, I would reach out always and work to help raise them up. This is usually by working with their vision and how they are seeing things to help widen the perspective or maybe help them step back a bit. Now, as I watch myself, I have seemingly less tolerance for this. Now I'm just watching this happen. It is no choice I have thought about and made. This is just the dance. What I see is more respect for them as a divine one, as a powerful being, more respect for their abilities to handle whatever. There is less patience with what may be some wallowing in difficulties. I watch myself step away from that and not be willing to dive into it for the rescue, to lend that kind of aid anymore, or at least recently. Now, this being dance thing is rather strange, as I'm sure many of you know, but it is less and less strange as I go on with it. It becomes instead more and more natural. I'm learning to trust it more and more. I am comforted too to read about how people like Nisargadatta and Papaji lived completely this way. Things would be said through their mouths that did not originate in their heads all the time. Much like these journals, it just comes from somewhere. Somewhere I won't try to define. So it's as if I'm watching the inner being change into one who has even more distance from some things. It's not distance from the people, but from the energies they are indulging in. Those I find are not well tolerated anymore. Interesting. I don't know where it's coming from or going. This is just what is. At this point, one just goes by the feel of it, and this feels so very right. It comes straight from heart. So even though it looks strange or different, from who I've been. It is not the way that the being Teresa would choose to act. Yet the deeper identity is like this, acts this way. Yeah, strange, but not. How is it for you? Or are you too taken up with having to deal, oh, excuse me, or are you too taken up with having to deal with the world and its stuff to really be in touch with yourself? I know how this is possible. I remember my child raising years, how very busy they were with work and college and the child's many needs and desires. Precious and few were the still moments there. I have much admiration for those in the busier times of life who are on such a path as this. This, I suppose, is one of the reasons the indigenous peoples and also those in Asia tend to have such great respect and honor for those who are old or whose bodies are old. It is only in later years when we've been through so much and yet most of the burden of it is now over that we can be more available to the spiritual nature, desires, and reality. This is when we have more freedom to seek out and sit with the inner being, to be in heart. Let us all begin to honor and revere old age. Once again, my friends, truly this is our reservoir of both knowledge and wisdom. As we look back over the life we've led so far, surely we can see how simple time and experience has brought so many gifts to us, has developed us and brought us to the feet of real wisdom. As we revere these in others, we also honor it in the self. This, if nothing else, comes clearer and clearer for me. This primal connection everything has and how we really project the world that we see. My glass of water is all water. My aged grandmother is all grandmothers, all old ones. My little dog is all dogs. The bird is all birds. The cat, all cats. The child, all children. As I pet my little animals, sometimes I reach out specifically to all animals who are receiving a rough or cruel touch in that moment. I reach out to love and comfort those being hurt, letting them know they are deeply loved and honored. This is a truly practical use of union, though no thought went into it. As I caress my pet, I can caress all of those hit by vehicles on the road. I can hold them and send them very real and tangible love and support for their particular journey in life or into the death of their body. Remember, for them, it's just a body as well. It's not who they are any more than this body here is who I am. Remember, friends, we are not the bodies, nor are our pets. Nothing is the body it wears. The bodies participate in the grand drama, but the beings we are, well, that is something else, and something that has been well hidden from us until recently, when so many are waking up. You can make a difference in the world without ever leaving your home. We are energy beings, and so is everyone, everything else. All of our energy is fractal, so it is connected like that. It's also entangled at the atomic level, so it's connected that way. Things are well and truly one, even scientifically, and that will be seen one day. Meanwhile, though, we can take advantage of this can wake up to it, step into it. Via the beings in your life, all the things in your home and yard, in your experience, you can impact the whole world, the whole cosmos. You do, whether you know it or not. You can just step into doing it more consciously. Think fractal. Stop seeing self as limited by any boundaries, certainly the boundaries of the body you use there. You are not that, or not only that. You are the whole, the one. You already exist in every body there is. You are that too, and thus you can draw them into your heart and embrace them with all the love that is there. This is a practical usage of oneness. I don't like that word use or usage though, because it smacks of mind, and this isn't that. It's all heart. You can flow right into whatever it is that you set your attention upon. And see, that's how the dark ones get a hold of us. They get us pouring ourselves into their nonsense. For me, it always seems to happen when sharing prayer or love. So that is the nature of my connections. I suppose you can also connect in your rage or whatever. This is not for light beings to pursue. Or so it seems to me. What do I know, huh? I hope there are many who are at that point of readiness that what I am saying here will work for you. Heart sense, make good sense. It is very real and very available to your experience. All is one. All hearts are one. As we recognize and accept this, step into it, plant a whole crop of oneness flowers in our belief gardens, then these are the crop, the beautiful flowers that blossom there. Spread your wings and expand out into the possible. Good day.